Once upon a time in ancient Mesopotamia, there was a king whose name was Hammurabi, and he introduced laws which are today known as the Hammurabi Code. And one of these laws was applicable to the builder of that time, the builder as in the modern real estate developer. So that law was, if the house which has been made by the builder, constructed by the builder, if that house collapses or that house is damaged for whatever reason,
ये बिल्डिंग बना रहे हैं या तोड़ रहे हैं?
the builder would be sentenced to death. Hey guys, what's up? Sat Sri Akal. This is your host Samarth Kagdiyal. So the Hammurabi Code, what do you think the builder would do? Because of that code, because the risk here is that if the house falls, if the house the house collapses, the builder dies.
मैं कमिट कर चुका हूं, इज्जत का सवाल है.
The builder would take every necessary precaution. The builder would make sure that he uses the best material, he takes all the safety precaution, and he builds the house, such a house that there is like 0% chance of that house getting damaged or collapsing. Because the downside for the builder is death.
ओए मुंह मिठा कराओ जी, मुंह मिठा कराओ. मुबारका. Final. That's it. Deal is done.
Alternatively, you can say that the builder had his skin in the game. Skin in the game. That is a very, very powerful concept. If I have my skin in the game with you, it means you can hold me accountable. My personal accountability is there. And you will find this in all areas of your life. Let's talk finance, okay? Now, I make videos on what? Intermittent fasting. I've made it 1 meal a day, water fasting, diet coke, asparagus, even some old movie reviews and all that I made. Excuse me. They are all coming from my own experience, right? I have experienced them, and on the basis of that, I share whatever my knowledge or advice or whatever you want to call it, that is. So I have my skin in the game on those topics. But when someone asks that I am a diabetic, can I do intermittent fasting? I am PCOS, can I do? I am suffering from thyroid, can I do intermittent fasting? Now I am not the right person to answer those questions because I don't suffer from those conditions. I can give you my opinion and give a disclaimer that I do not suffer from these things, but I think this is what will happen. But I do not have my skin in the game for those topics, which is why I tend to avoid them as much as I can. Similarly, Rashmi, when you ask me that please make a video on Chyawanprash or Safi, I do not consume those products, which is why I am sort of avoiding making a video on those topics. If I have to make a video, I have to ensure that I'm consuming those products, so that I have my skin in the game. There are so many examples from different areas of life. If you, let's say you have resigned from your job, you are serving the notice period. So in that notice period, you don't have any skin in the game. You don't give a shit what happens to the company. You stop having your personal accountability or skin in the game in the notice period. The reason why this Hammurabi Code is so important is that if you are, let's say, the audience, if you are the customer, then you should deal with only those people who have their skin in the game, because then they will take personal accountability, And on the other hand, if you are the seller, let's say I'm making videos, then if I need to have my skin in the game so that I can build trust with you,
If you're breaking laws, you should be prosecuted on it. If you do a lot of dumb things, I wish they wouldn't go away. The CEOs wouldn't go away so rich under those circumstances. But
it is like if I give my money as an investment to someone, someone should manage my money as an investment. If that person is also managing his own money, together with my money, then I can expect that that person will take wise decisions, right? Because his own money is also at stake. But if his own money is not at stake, he's only handling my money or your money, he doesn't give a shit. I mean, if there is a loss, it's your loss and my loss. It's not his loss. He doesn't suffer from the downside. So that's why if you are someone on the audience side, if you are the buyer of the stuff, then deal with only those people who have their skin in the game, right? Who have who are like the builders of Mesopotamia.
Thanks, it done. Hele.
And similarly, if you are the seller, if you are on the other side of the spectrum, if you are the one managing money of other people, then in order to build trust with your customers or with your audience or with your clients, it is important that you also have some personal stake involved. That is how humans work, you know. So this is a very, very powerful concept, the Hammurabi Code or the Hammurabi effect. People who have studied finance might be aware of it, and you should definitely be aware of skin in the game. And even books have been written on this topic. There is one by Nassim Taleb, brilliant guy.
There's one rule I have, I call skin in the game, is that nobody should put others at risk without having harm to himself.
So that's all for the day. I hope you learned something out of it. I will see you guys soon. This is Kagdiyal, signing out.